Namaskar, I'm Pia Jyoti Kachru coming to you from ITV Gold Studio in New Jersey and welcoming you all to our weekly show, The American Dream Real Estate 101, where we talk everything real estate and will be getting answers from the experts. Today we are discussing about common first-time home buyer mistakes and tips for them. Buying home comes with many big decisions and it can be as scary as it's very exciting too. It's easy to get swept up in the whirlwind of home shopping and make mistakes that could leave you with buyer's remorse later. So in today's show, we will be talking about all those mistakes buyers should avoid with our renowned guests, Sanjeev Aneja and Alka Aneja. Yes, and let's welcome Sanjeev ji and Alka Aneja.
Hello, Pia. How are you?
I'm
Nice
doing
to see you,
wonderful.
Pia.
So we definitely are talking today about the common mistakes
Yes.
that the first-time home buyers make.
Yeah, it's not just first-time home buyers; it's buyers in general. Because there's some mistakes that buyers in general make. First-time, of course, are more. It can be more. So we have to change that. First-time people can be more.
They don't know better. See, when
Okay,
you're
so
doing
wait,
anything,
we have
when
to,
you're
we're to
doing,
tag it again. But he's going to start again. He can't go to.
so he did already.
No,
He's
should I used to
edited.
start it? Huh?
Okay.
No, go ahead.
So there are many things. First time, all buyers can make a mistake. Second time and third time,
Yes.
but the first time buyers just don't know better.
Yes.
They haven't bought a home yet, so उनको पता ही नहीं है, because some things you learn with experience.
Absolutely.
Some things you don't even learn with experience because it's a different set of problems at next time or challenges at that time. So what we are talking about in this segment is what mistakes to avoid as a buyer of a home buyer. It's one of your largest purchases, and we want to make sure you're doing it right.
Absolutely.
So I will start with the first one.
Absolutely.
And then
Go
you
for it.
then you
Yes.
go with the other ones. Alka is the expert dealing with buyers all the time.
Right.
But my first thing in 30 years that I have seen, one mistake that you shouldn't make is buying the wrong home. So you are going to live in the home 24/7, minus vacations, minus whatever, but you're living in the home. You should be living in a home where you can call it a home, where it's a home that invites you back in the home all the time. You walk in and you say, this is my home, and you enjoy that home. घर में ले लिया क्योंकि थोड़ा सस्ता था और उसके बाद ये कमरा इधर करना है, वो इसको मूव इधर करना है, वो इसको करना है. That just becomes a hassle at that point.
Right.
That's right.
So when you buy a home, the first mistake you don't want to make is sacrifice what you're looking for. Now there are wants and there are needs. Wants is different. You can never get all your wants taken care of, but make sure all your needs are taken care of. So मैं आपको बताता हूँ, हमने जब पहला अपना मकान लिया था 1984 में, long time ago, it was a 5-bedroom home. Parents were there, Alka wasn't married, I wasn't married, so we bought the home. 5 bedrooms was a good home. There was an above ground pool in the home. It wasn't a need at all.
Right.
It was almost like a wow, we have a pool there. But that pool became a liability for us. क्योंकि हर हफ्ते pool साफ करना पड़ता था.
बिल्कुल.
अब पूल साफ किया है तो पूल में वीकेंड पे बैठना भी पड़ेगा. अब पूल में आप वीकेंड में बैठे हो तो आप बीच पे जा नहीं सकते, क्योंकि अगर आप बीच पे जाओगे तो फिर पूल को क्यों खर्चा किया इतना. So it's a white elephant unless you're going to enjoy the pool. Now in our case it was really not enjoyment. It was a want, but it wasn't enjoyment. So pool was not a necessary element. It wasn't needed. We paid more money for it, but it wasn't a needed item. What was needed in the home was two different things that we didn't look at because nobody guided us. So we'll talk about that mistake later on as a wrong realtor. But the mistake was 5 bedrooms, and guess how many bathrooms were in the home?
If it had 5 bedrooms, I would say at least 5 bathrooms too.
Oh, you're living in today's world. I'm talking about wo purane makaan jab hote the na.
2 bathrooms?
1 bathroom.
5 bedroom and
1 bathroom.
wow.
So can you understand how bad it was to have one bathroom in the home. It is a necessity.
Exactly.
You cannot now, obviously, you lived in an apartment and उसमें एक bedroom था और दो bedroom थे एक bath था. It was a different issue. You accommodate, but as things change, as you're buying a home, you don't want to make that big mistake. So one second problem we didn't look at carefully was it was oil heat, which means it was electric cooking. अब electric cooking है तो you cannot make your bharta, you cannot make this stuff. I mean, cooking was a hassle. घर पे खाना vegetarian लोग हैं and we cannot cook. So bottom line, the first thing we're saying is make sure you love the home, but love the home that fits all your needs. Know your needs, know your wants. If the wants
But
get
you don't
fixed,
need
it's
to
good.
get emotional, you know.
No. Emotional is critical.
Right.
See, emotional in the home is critical. If you're buying a home logically कि इतने में mortgage है तो इसलिए मैंने ये लेना है, तो then you're making a big mistake. Home purchase must be 100% emotional, followed with logic. Commercial investments is 100% logic. If emotional is needed, so be it.
Is there a formula like, you know, to afford like a bigger house? Is there something like a formula that people can think that, okay, I can buy this kind of home?
Right. So that's a totally different topic, but it's a mistake to avoid. So might as well talk about it. Whatever the formula be, you have to see what you're comfortable with.
Yes.
What income are you okay with every single month to spend, and have reserves? They say 6 to 8 months. I say a year. Make sure you have reserves for a year, that you can pay your rent, the mortgage, and the taxes, and keep money for maintenance at least for a year. Because things can happen. You get disabled for some time. Job is gone. Who knows? God knows what can change. You want to make sure your money doesn't go in, your home doesn't go in foreclosure at that point.
Right.
That stress with the sickness makes it even worse. So don't overbuy what you cannot afford.
Right.
In the same sentence, I say, don't buy to impress other people. Because the biggest mistake we make is we try to impress other people who are not happy with your success anyhow.
This is a huge mistake. So don't have 5 friends to come and see your home to see what their opinions are. Unless those 5 friends have called you when they've bought their home to get your opinion.
But you bring up a very good point also. 5 different people will come with an opinion. So that's
Yes.
another mistake to avoid.
No, but what happens is when you buy, because now you're looking at eyes from all of them. So you're not just looking at the home that you liked. Now it's from the eyes of all
Everybody
these 5
else's
different
eyes,
people.
yeah.
Now it's like, oh, is friend ko pasand nahi aaya, so is there something wrong
I mean,
that I'm buying the house?
it just doesn't happen, you know, in homes only. It happens in clothes also.
Yes.
Especially females. If they go, you know, if we go out and we are like, if we have 3 friends with us, we'll want to take everybody's opinion. कि कैसा है, ये
Right.
कैसा है, and whether we like it or not,
It matters.
It matters a
Yes,
lot. We just go with their whatever they are thinking about it.
Yeah,
Right. So the difference between clothes and home is little different. If you love a dress and you show it to 3 of your friends, 99% chances are they'll all say, yes, it looks good on you. Because they have to support you with that dress. With the home, they all of a sudden go with the opinion that somehow we have to stop you from buying this home. For friendship reasons, not for wrong reasons many times. Here's what their fear is, Pia, at that point. They're thinking, what if something goes wrong and we don't point out right now? My friend may blame me later on.
Yes.
But each has different energy. Each has different feeling. Now you love the home, but you bring 2 friends and now they say, we don't love the home. What do you do now?
Right.
Yeah.
Now you're stuck with not buying that
That's
home.
right. Now you can't.
So that's the bigger
So
problem.
does it also happen like a lot of people, they don't do their homework or they do it too fast and then they regret, you know, hey, what did I do?
Yeah, that could be also you bought the wrong home, but again, that's where a good realtor comes. We want to make sure every single time is the home 8, 9 or 10 for you. We don't want you to be rushing into a home only to make a sale and then find out you are stuck in that home.
Right.
Now, bringing family to see the home. You brought to bring your parents. See, totally different thing. You're bringing your parents for respect. In Indian culture at least, and in many cultures, you're bringing parents to get their blessings, You're bringing your older brother to get the blessings.
Absolutely.
Totally different. They are coming with a different feeling for you.
Or
at that
your
point.
younger sister.
Or your younger sister.
Let's not forget that.
The reason that is done is not to get the approval.
Yes. Right.
The reason that is done to get the blessings. Major difference. But when we start getting the opinions of other people, chances are you'll miss out on the best thing because other people's opinion wasn't yours. Now here's the truth also. Not every friend will want you to succeed. So they may see that what you're about to take and inside, no matter how good unfortunately that's life. They may just not want you to pursue because they don't want you to pursue because it's better than what they have. So hopefully you're bringing friends. Hopefully you're taking friends who mean so well for you despite what they have with them.
But I always say, bring the friends who brought you in to see a home. So if their decision matters to you, your decision should matter to them. And if you didn't go there to make that decision for them, then please don't bring them to your decision-making process because it will hamper it. It may help, but it will hamper it. Don't live up to the Joneses. It's really a common mistake we see because what happens is you see 10 houses, you shortlist one. You bring the friend now all of a sudden goes into protection mode and says this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Now they have not seen the 10 homes you've seen. They've not seen what the market is showing us, right? They've only seen that one thing that
Right.
you've picked out. Either bring them to every single home that you're seeing so that they can see what the market allows for right now. Or if you're only going to
And it could be a reverse thing too. They respect you because you're showing them the home and they're saying, no, take it.
Right.
And they don't want to be negative about it. So it could go either way at that point. But we have talked a lot about this subject already. Let's go to the third point. The third point, the mistake you make is waiving your home inspection. You never want to do that. Now you can say that I will not bring up things that are cosmetic, 100% okay, nothing wrong with that. But you want to do a structural inspection. You want to make sure there is no mold in the home and no asbestos in the home and there is no foundation crack and there is no roof leak and all that stuff, right? Anything else on there?
No. So and in today's market, we're seeing that more, there's a clause that says inspections are waived subject to structural, environmental, and safety. What that is saying is that if there is anything major, you will still have the right to ask. You will do a complete home inspection. You're not waiving the home inspection. You'll do a complete home inspection,
Right.
but you are limiting your rights to ask for structural, environmental, and safety. You want to make sure that if there is anything major, you need to have a walkout clause. If someone is making you waive the inspections completely, please, please, please do not do that. And make sure you do not get a cheap inspector. Make sure you do not get somebody who's saving you money.
Right.
That's like a pet peeve of mine. You're spending $300,000, $200,000, $500,000, $700,000, $1 million. Get a good inspector. They are worth every
Right.
single penny that you
Right.
can get.
Yeah, we have seen inspectors who charge very less, but they do so little also. So you don't want to do that. And same thing happens with the other professionals. You want to have the right attorney on your side.
Absolutely.
You want to have the right mortgage person on the side. You have to have the right inspector on your side. Most importantly, and we say that not because we are realtors, but most importantly, the right realtor on the side. Because all these other people will come in your phase for few minutes, few days, whatever. But the realtor starts with you before the process, during the process, and is your resource after the process. Make sure, and you can always tell, I think we humans are so good, you can always tell if that realtor is meaning well for you or looking at themselves better.
Absolutely.
Just because they can talk politely and softly does not mean they're looking after you. So start letting your gut, remember we talked about walking in the home?
Right.
Do the same thing when you're walking with the realtor. Are they really meaning well for you? Because that's important.
Yeah.
And there are many great realtors, but unfortunately there are many who are not in any field. There are good ones, there are great ones, and there are horrible ones.
Absolutely.
So feel free to fire your realtor instantly if you feel they're not being honest with you, if they're not telling you the truth, obviously same thing. If they don't know the inventory, if they don't understand the market, if they don't understand the real estate itself. And if they are not guiding you properly, a good realtor will absolutely make you walk away from the home if it's not right for you. They are not there to sell your home. They are your guide.
Absolutely.
They are there to help you make your decision. So know the difference. Interview 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 realtors if you have to. Hire the one that you feel comfortable with and walk away from that person if you made a wrong decision initially. So very important. Right?
And to piggyback what the Bhaiya was saying before about a mortgage rep, like understand if the mortgage rep is selling you an FHA mortgage or is selling you points, which you don't understand the concept, talk to your realtor and find out if that is the right thing for you. There's very few times where you should be paying points, but there are times where it's beneficial to you. And there's very few times that you should be getting an FHA mortgage because it actually costs you more. So talk to your mortgage rep to understand why, then talk to your real estate agent to corroborate that, because it's important. Let the agent peel the onion for you, because you don't want to be paying extra on the mortgage front just for no reason. It's important that you understand that. Internet is full of information, but having a human resource
right,
is
exactly.
important.
There is so much overload of information that you don't know what to analyze, unfortunately.
And I think that's what has happened these days. Everybody tries to go on internet and tries to see, okay, what is this? Okay, I heard this term and let me just, read about it. But I think if you have somebody who and who you think is the best person for it, I think that's the
who
best
you know and who you trust. See, trust is critical.
Yeah.
It should be in such a way that you know that if I'm not thinking about it, this person is thinking about me at all times. And if they're pushing you on every home and wrong homes, then you know that they're not really thinking of you. It should never be about the commission. It should be about people first, and commission will follow. See, at the end, our profession is we only earn with the commissions. But if we are trying to do it for commission only and not putting people first, that's a wrong realtor to begin with. Now, one thing I think we had briefly discussed, but never overbuy if you cannot afford. Make sure you can afford the home. Don't buy more than you can chew. It is so critical. People will make that mistake. On the other hand, don't be so conservative that you can afford a lot more and then you buy wrong,
and then
buy
you
less,
regret.
and then you regret that home. So it's a balance.
Yeah, and if you think you're going to move out in 5 years, 5 years flies by before you know it. You also don't know where the market is going to be, but more than that, it happens so quickly. Like this year, it's already May and it's flown. So 5 years happen so fast, to the blink of an eye.
Right. And talking about the years, it used to be average people used to move within 7 years. Every 7 years people would move. That is now 12 to 13 years average. People are staying longer in their homes. However, 90% people are not staying in the home for 30 years.
Yeah.
So when you take a mortgage, personally, I don't like 30-year mortgage at all. You're basically saying that I want this mortgage rate for 30 years, but you're not going to stay in it for 30 years.
Right.
You can get cheaper 10-year ARM mortgage. ARM is ARM, adjustable rate mortgage. It is cheaper. You're going to stay in it for 10 years. Let's say you stay in the home for 12 years and you have to redo the mortgage after that. But for 10 years, you save the interest rate. It was 1% below.
Right.
Don't go for safety so much that you're overpaying for 10 years for no reason at all. So again, different people have different thoughts. If you are very conservative and if you want to be 1000% safe, then go for 30-year mortgage. It's not necessary at all. But talking about mortgage, then there is a 15-year and 30-year. 15-year is higher payment every month. But you're paying higher principal.
Right.
So you are paying off your mortgage in 15 years.
Yeah, but you have to know, so in a rising interest environment, the ARMs make more sense. When the interest rates were low, it was okay to get a 30-year mortgage because there was not that much differential, right? So it just depends on what Bhaiya is talking about. He's talking about in the dynamic market today where the interest rates are rising and we're starting to see the ARMs come back again. And that's important in today's market.
I'm thankful you bring up that point. The differential in the interest rate has to be there.
Yes.
So if the 30-year fixed rate is 4% and 10-year ARM is 3.78, then 4 is, then 30 is okay.
Yes,
Right.
But when the
exactly.
difference becomes higher is when you start making that thing. And a good realtor will guide you. A good mortgage person will too, but a good realtor will guide you very
Absolutely.
carefully.
I think for that, you definitely, if you are in New Jersey area, do stop by, do call On Track Realty for that. And I think
Yeah,
Thank you.
and thank you so much. We appreciate it and we will take care of it. There are many good realtors. We don't cover all of New Jersey. So we may not be able to cover, but we can help you. We can find another realtor for you.
Yes.
If you call us, we will become your resource to
Absolutely.
get you another realtor.
So I was just thinking, there are times when you like a house, but you don't like the neighborhood. So what should a person do?
If
Okay.
you location. If you do not like the neighborhood, even if you love the house,
No.
Right.
you don't
It's a
want
big
to.
no.
Right.
No, big no.
Right. Neighborhood is what location. So if you can change the home, but you can never change the neighborhood.
Right.
So and again, you bring up a very good question. Buy the smallest home in a neighborhood. Don't buy the largest home in a neighborhood. So let's say average home in that street is 500,000, and there's a home that a builder built for $2 million. Do not buy that home.
Do not.
That's the biggest mistake you will make. It may be the best home in the world, but you're in a wrong neighborhood. It's a $500,000 neighborhood. But you go to a neighborhood and it's a $2 million neighborhood. Every home is. And you find this home for $600,000.
Right.
Take it. Because you
Because
can,
it's gonna-
that will increase in value. So location matters, neighborhood matters a lot. Be in a neighborhood that is consistent as far as other homes are concerned. Now, when you come to Edison, you'll see a lot of homes are being knocked down and bigger homes are happening on that street. So if that's happening, that's a different issue. If you see home after home becoming bigger and bigger, but what you really look at it is exactly what we're saying. It was a smaller home you bought, took it down, and put a bigger home there.
Right.
So yes, neighborhood matters, location matters a lot.
Absolutely. Drive by the home in the morning. Drive by the home at night. See what cars are there. Get to know your neighborhood. You're gonna live there, right?
Right.
You want to make sure, and even for the home, see the home in the morning, see the home at night. You should get a good feeling walking into the home in different times. It's important. These are important things that you need to see and to judge your home buying. There's a lot of mistakes that buyers can make, but the more you know, an educated consumer is our best customer. It's a Sims line. We use it all the time. The more you know, the better it is. Everything that you can avoid so that you don't have to make mistakes that will cost you thousands.
Right. And if you ever need to consult us, we are always here for
Absolutely.
you. So it's not a problem. And one other thing that we didn't talk about is there is different style of living. You can buy a condominium, you can buy a townhouse, you can buy a home. If you hate gardening, you don't want a garden, you don't have time to lawn mow and all, you are traveling a lot, home may not be the right thing for you.
Right.
But you are an avid gardener, you love flowers, you love plants, you love trees, you love vegetables in the summer, then maybe that condominium is not the right thing for you. It's okay. But again, with that said, maybe your finances don't allow a home, but they allow a condominium. Take it. It's okay. Then move on to a bigger home 5 years, 4 years from now, 3 years when the finances change, and make the condominium your investment property.
Absolutely. Increase your rental portfolio. It's important to know what you're doing, when you're doing, and why you're doing it.
Right. At every certain stage of our life, there is a different need that is met by different things.
Absolutely.
Condominium meets a stage today. We go to a townhouse 5 years from now. We go to a home 10 years from now. And 20 years from now, we come back to this townhouse. And then we come back to this condo. So we were 2. Then we became 4. Then we wanted a bigger neighborhood home. Then we were 2 again. And see how the process works?
Yep.
It goes up and then
And
it
goes
goes down.
Yes.
So nothing is consistent. There is no wrong or right decision except for you deciding what's right and wrong for you.
Yeah. And if you ever have questions, we're always here for you.
Before we say goodbye, I just want to know if you have any other, thing you want to convey to our viewers.
Okay.
I think having an open conversation with your realtor and being honest with them, the more you can give them feedback, the better they can guide you. The more you tell them that there is a resource for you. So make sure you give them your information and then see how they can help you better. These are uncharted waters for most people. So we can help you guide and make sure that you actually reach your destination and reach the shore without minimalistic issues.
Right. Do not underestimate your realtor.
Yes.
That's a partner that you're choosing for beginning of the journey
Absolutely.
to the end of the journey and beyond. So this partner must be the right partner. Somebody again who puts your best interest in mind at every single time. Just because they talk about it doesn't mean they do it. So you will start feeling in the actions. Don't believe the words. Start believing in actions that they mean for you. So best tip, because everything else will fall in place.
Absolutely.
Everything else we are saying will be taken care of
Right.
if the realtor is right. So just make sure, don't underestimate the value of the realtor. A lot of time people will say, I found the home for sale by owner. What you missed really in there was a realtor. The realtor who would have guided you, who would have told you what not to do and what to do.
I think it's very important to have
Absolutely.
a realtor so that
A good realtor.
Yes.
So interview away, please.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alka and Sanjeev ji, for coming today. And it was a pleasure talking to you. And yes, we will be talking again next week. And you want to say anything, last minute things again?
No, we look forward. If people have called and said they had questions, and it's good. You can ask us questions off air also. You don't need to call. You don't need to write here. You can always reach out to us at 732-494-2211.
Yeah,
Thank you
exactly.
so
Or
much.
write to Pia. She can address those questions at any point, right?
Absolutely. We're here to serve, and we appreciate the opportunity.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pia. I appreciate it like every day, every time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will be back next week, same time, with a different topic related to real estate. I also wanted to remind all the viewers to follow us on our Facebook handle at ITV Gold. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for news on community, entertainment and events in US and India. I am Pia Jyoti Khatru, wishing you all well until next time.